Hi babies, good morning. Hi, how are you? I hope this video finds you well, my little schmookums, and my little baby cakes, my little darlings, my little turkey legs. Hi. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Use your own discernment and intuition. It is timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time. I will never reach out to you for personal readings. I will never ask you to text me or call me, do whatever. Please report those people. That is not me, and I am not doing personal readings at this time. Okay, let's get it going, shall we? So the channeled song I got here is For the Sun by Monster Truck. I feel the sun, it makes me feel alive. It keeps me warm, like an honest man lying. In these lonely days, she's all that I have, a constant reminder of life moving fast. Time rolls by me like the wind, and I'll keep on flying till the end. I feel the sun. She gives me what I need. She don't take a thing, not one thing from me. She said she'll never leave me. She promised she would stay. Now the darkest night has taken her away. So what I'm getting here is some serious grief that needs to be dealt with, processed, if you will. Oh, and that's like what's keeping you from your freedom, I guess, or things coming in. Like, you see how we got the Seven of Pentacles, which it says delay, and then we also have the Devil, which is constraints. It's something like holding you back. A little bit of grief, huh? I feel the sun, it makes me feel alive. We also have the Priest, which is the Hierophant in this deck, and the Emperor in reverse. Both are in reverse. And that's kind of giving me like, that's what's keeping you kind of in this controlling state, because you don't want loss or failure to happen again. Because like grief doesn't have to be something like dying or somebody dying or passing away, whatever you want to call it. It could also be, you know, the grief of like what could have been with somebody, or, you know, whatever. So I just want to clarify that. But it could also be like grief of a death. You know, it's just some sort of loss or something that never came to fruition. All right, let's see what up with it. And that, like, since it does say she'd never leave me, she promised she would stay. Now the darkest night has taken her away. And that could be, you know, somebody lying to you and like you're really holding on to that. That could even be like deeper into like from your childhood. Oh my god. We got the fucking moon. All right, one more on that. And that's kind of giving me the same vibe as that Devil card. Because we have like the domesticated dog there, the German Shepherd, looking at the wolf. So that's kind of... there's like something holding you back from like being truly free. And, you know, because the wolf in this picture, I feel anyway, is like free. You know, it doesn't have an owner. It doesn't have, it's not trained. It's just living its free life, you know, wild. And then we have the German Shepherd. So something's holding you back from living this free and wild life. And the tears coming from the moon are really pointing out to me. So there needs to be some sort of release or letting go of this grief, or some loss that happened that's keeping you in this like constrained, someone with a leash. You're keeping that leash tight on yourself. When you could be living freely, like the wolf. And we have the Two of Cups here. So I was thinking it, but I was like, well, it could be something else. But this is definitely telling me like past relationship, or it's keeping you constrained from intimate partnership in some way, shape, or form. That could be like friendships also. And we got the World card that just popped out. I want one more on that, actually. Okay, so it's like that fear, which moon is like fear and anxiety, unknown, of like, what if it's a true intimate partnership and then they leave me and it's over? And I'm also getting, like, I know this doesn't make sense, but sometimes your subconscious will do this. What if they are actually the one? And that's what I'm getting with this World. And the Two of Cups is like, what if they are actually the one? And then, we've got the moon here, which is anxieties and fears and the unknown. What if they are actually the one? Like, and that's like causing some sabotaging behaviors. With the Princess of Pentacles in reverse, and it says growth. That's like inhibiting your growth or your willingness to step into this wish fulfillment with the Star card and step into like another layer of healing, another level of healing, because you're like, oh my god, what if this is the person? Or what if they just do the same thing as before, the last person, where they're cold or hurt me in some way, shape, or form, whatever. Yeah, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So it's victory. So that's like a fear of failure, and that could be like insecurities, or like, what if I'm embarrassed, and like we're not on the same level, or this could also be, I'm getting, is like, say you've gone after this certain goal for like, for a long time, and you've ran into so many roadblocks, or you were rejected with a job or something, or you're writing a book and the publishing company rejected you or something. And so it like put this like insecurity, fear of failure in you. And since then you've made other creative projects or whatever, but you don't put it out there. Or maybe you don't finish the creative projects because you're like, well, there's no point. Like, I'm just going to get rejected anyway. I'm not saying you're consciously thinking that. There's some sort of unconscious behavior. It's like you still have the desire to have this happen. So that could be like love, creative project, whatever. But now there's like this tarnished part of it because you were rejected before. And so now it's like you don't put yourself out there when like you're literally being urged by the universe. You're making these badass like projects and all of this stuff, but you're still not putting it out there, or like, going to another publishing company, or even the same one. Like, it might just be a different energy or different people. And you had to learn. We have Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, and it says transformation. So like there was something that you needed to come out of that, like overcome. like still create and put yourself out there despite being rejected. There was something in there for you. I can try to look into that. What was that about? Why did they have to do that? Okay, so we have the Lovers card and the Fool card both in reverse. I'm seeing the Lovers card as like the choice. You know, you could take it as it resonates also, because it could be about love as well, but I'm getting like that's the choice card. And I'm getting it's like you still needed to learn to keep your childlike innocence despite all the brutal shit that's happened. Or like that beginner's mind. And, oh, okay. So it's like healing that inner child in you. Like maybe you, way back in the day, you quit putting yourself out there because you were, you know, rejected or called stupid, or you were creative as a kid and you were told you were stupid or something. So that you quit putting yourself out there in that way. Because you're like, well, my parents or authority figure that I'm supposed to trust told me that, so it must be true. And, you know, you thought this thing was for sure in the bag, like, you know, the publishing thing or whatever it was, relationship. But what I'm getting is you thought it was in the bag, so you were actually choosing something that wasn't good for you. It wasn't like on your level or what you deserved. Like, say if you would have gotten that published book or whatever, got your book published, it would have been a greasy deal. Or like these people that you chose, you're like, oh, they're the one. You were choosing from with that Six of Wands in reverse, like an insecure way of thinking, like, oh, like subconsciously, okay, like this might sound super shitty, but it's like you were subconsciously choosing someone that's like lesser than you, or like not on your level, like maybe of attractiveness, intelligence, drive, you know, that type of thing. Like, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but you were like subconsciously choosing something of that sort because it felt safe. It was out of a safety thing, like, oh, I've got this in the bag. Like, I'm not saying you were choosing this consciously, but subconsciously there was a choice that you were like, oh, I got in the bag because like I can have the upper hand here. When there was no equal level there. There was, you know, they were down here, you were up here, like, or, you know, vice versa, whatever. However, I'm definitely getting like you were choosing something lesser than you as a control, like, oh, they won't leave me because I'm better than them. Like, not in that way, of course. Like, you weren't thinking that, but it's like you had the upper hand. Like, but you weren't thinking that consciously though. It was like say if they weren't as driven as you when it comes to like money and stuff like that, you would always have like the control with money. So it's these choices that you were making were kind of reckless or foolish, or like it was like a safe choice with that Fool in reverse. Like, it was a safe, it wasn't a leap of faith. It wasn't towards this like, it's like your subconscious was choosing something. It's like, oh, well, I can be in control. They're going to do the same. They're going to do what everybody else has always done. Or they're going to prove me right that I'm not worthy of love or something of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. What's up with y'all wanting these damn love readings? I didn't even know this song was like a really like a love song. I just knew it was kind of bluesy and it popped in my head, and I'm reading, I'm like, oh, okay. So now we have the priestess, high priestess, and the Queen of Swords. You're being asked to use like your discernment and intuition to actually see yourself for who you are and what you deserve. And through all of that, your intuition got stronger, and you were shown exactly like what a bad deal would be like, or a bad person, like something not good for you. I'm not saying they're bad, but it wasn't good for you. It wasn't for your highest good. You now know what that feels like. Yeah, that wasn't, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's prosperity. That wasn't, you know what it feels like when it's not the real deal. You know what it feels like when it's not your, it's not meant for you. And so now you can tell the difference. If you choose. You know, you could still be on your scaredy pants time with that moon card, afraid, or, you know, hanging on to this grief. And it might just be freeing you enough to know, well, that just wasn't for me. You know, it was a bad deal with the Lover's card and the Fool in reverse, both of them. It was just a bad deal. It was a you thought it was like a safe bet, but it really wasn't, because yeah, you knew it was going to happen subconsciously, whether it was going to, you know, rejection or prove, you know, you had these like insecurities, like, oh, like I'm not worth like getting this book published, like it's, I don't know, like, and I'm not saying you were saying that consciously, obviously you wouldn't have gone to do that, but there was some unconscious insecurity stuff that was happening. That's funny. We have the song is For the Sun, and we got the Sun card. All right. We have a lot of major arcanas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 8. Why the Sun? So we have the 5 of Pentacles, and it says adaptation. So I heard diamond in the rough, like you had to go through this to, like, it was a catalyzing event is what I'm hearing. Like, it was, you wouldn't be where you are spiritually without this, or you wouldn't be, it was just some sort of redirection. Like, you would have eventually found it in a different way, but that event was catalyzing to your spiritual growth and your intuition. And I'm kind of getting that energy of like, say you have pain in your back or something, and you need to have a surgery to fix it, but you know the surgery is another painful thing, but the surgery will fix the back pain after you heal from the pain from the surgery. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, you had to go through this, you were already in pain, you were already in grief, you were already in this like childhood programming, past life programming, ancestral curses, you know, that whole thing, like patterns, all of this that was ingrained into you. So you were already hurting, and this catalyzing event that was painful and, you know, blindsiding, you know, just all of these awful things that happened, it was just like the surgery. Yeah, you got to get cut to feel better. So I know it sounds crazy, but you know, that you can conceptually grasp that when I say, you know, you have to have surgery to like feel better. You know, if somebody breaks their bone, you got to get it fixed and get cut open and get a plate put in there and all that with screws and stuff to fix the bone. And then you'll be better. You won't be in pain, and you'll be able to walk on it and stuff like that. So as nutso as it sounds, it was similar to having surgery. Like, it was a painful, you had to be cut open. You had to be be excised, you know, whatever, removed, or, you know, patched up, plated up, screwed back together, you know, whatever it was, or, you know, implants needed to be put in, you know, whatever. That had to happen so you could heal the pain from before this catalyzing event. Like, all of the pain inside of you had to happen for that reason. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That was a nice little way to think about it. That was helpful for me. Fuck. Damn, I'm the shit. No. Anything else? So that delay card, the seven of, oh no, that's a different card. Okay, never mind. Oh, so I'm being called to pull an oracle because this card landed right where the oracle deck was sitting before I pulled it out. Huh, how interesting. And when I started this reading, we had the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. So we got the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to wait on that because it's telling me to pull a damn oracle. These lonely days, she's all that I have, a constant reminder. So when I saw this band, Monster Truck, I saw them on a rock and roll cruise. It's called Shiprocked. And we went through, so Monster Truck was playing on an outside stage on the top of the boat. And we went through a tropical storm. Like it was beautiful and sunny, and like just you could like see us like going straight into the storm. And Monster Truck kept playing, and this song was fucking playing when we went through a storm, and like the wind was blowing on them, and like the rain was like coming down, and they were like singing the song. So that's very perfect. Like that, I'm just being reminded of that memory. So it's like, but because we were getting to like our destination, it was like somewhere in the Caribbean, and like where we were gonna like stop off. And that was just an interesting memory of like this song. It just was more powerful because it's like this bluesy, like, I don't know, there's just like some feeling to it. And now I'm thinking about that, like, damn, that was cool. Like that's just like symbolic of like you got to get through the storm. And you know, they kept going, they kept playing through the storm. Like that was the most badass shit I've ever seen. Like, you know, their hair's in the wind, and it was like all stormy, and they just kept playing. It was super cool. Okay. And to me, whenever like I got to see them play like that, it's like they were singing to get the sun out, you know? But we had to go through the storm to make the sun come out. Like I'm seeing 4:55 on my clock. It's like keep singing through the storm, and like, you know, sometimes you do have to sing the blues. Sometimes you sing, you know, Uptown Girl, you know, something chipper, and and sometimes, you know, you're singing some Buddy Guy, you know. But like you have to keep singing, you have to keep going through the storm to get, you know, and that's like that conversation with yourself through the storm of like we can keep doing this, you know. We may be in some sadness and feeling some grief, but we got to keep pushing through this storm, because you know, you're not you've never experienced just constant storm your whole entire life. Like, I'm talking weather storm. Like, you can like conceptually be like, yeah, sun always shows up. Like, there's never in your entire life, you've never experienced just the sun never showing out in just a constant storm. The sun always, every storm runs out of rain. So you can remind yourself, like, you have to get through this. That yes, it sucks, but you'll get through it. Just keep singing through the storm, even if it's the blues. Okay, so we have stepping into power. You are strong and beyond measure. Yo, and look, homie's going through a snowstorm. It looks all shitty and cold and windy, but he's still powering through that. His mustache is all frozen. And he's leading people. He's the guide. Like, so you overcoming this, oh, I got goosebumps. So you overcoming this and like putting yourself out there, however that looks for you, is going to help others be inspired to heal themselves and put themselves out there again with that childlike innocence, that like beginner's mindset again, where it's like, you know what, yeah, you were hurt, but sometimes good things happen to you. And we have ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Bitch, what'd I say? What did I say? I knew that song was be on fleek. I love it when everything ties in together. Like, I mean, it always does, but I still get like, I still like it. I'm still amazed. Yeah, this is like just part of your growth, and you have that strength. Like, you're meant to do this to lead others and be an example that like you can come out of it and not be this bitter, calloused asshole just because something bad happened to you. It was part of the journey. And accepting that and still having that childlike innocence despite like the choices you made that weren't very good or smart or whatever. It was, out of ego instead of, because ego tries to keep you safe instead of out of, following your intuition with the high priestess. Oh, that was somewhere else. But like with the high priestess and I forgot what the other card was. Queen of Swords. So, using that, your intellect, your sharp mind, but they also use their intellect and they know the truth. And the truth, with the Queen of Swords and the High Priestess being together, the truth is like that inner knowing, that inner knowledge, your connection to pure source, the life you're meant to have. You can co-create anything you want. You deserve and you want these wonderful things. You don't have to like live in the past or let that grief control you. And by stepping into your power, you get to have your life back and not give to the grief and the sorrow and, whatever. You don't have to let the storm just hang over you. You can truck right through it, and guide others by doing so. Like, yeah, you might be the leader and you're like, I've never done this before, but you're chosen for this for a reason, to help others through this. I'm seeing with the ascending the mountain is like, you are really good at navigating things and getting through things, that you're meant to like create this roadmap for others. And you're like, well, that's shitty. Like, why? Because you're a really powerful leader. Whether you realize it or not, you have the strength that not everyone else has. You have the tenacity, the grit, the power. I have goosebumps all over my body. You have all these amazing things, qualities. You are meant to help others through this. Just even if you don't tell your story, just by people are watching you whether you know it or not, and getting inspired by what you're doing. If they know your past or whatever, or, this is at least breaking the familial curses and, setting your family up right. And your kids are not going to have to do this, or, however that looks. Because it could be past ancestors as well that get released from this. So we have taking shelter. The answers are within. Your inner guidance and what what you want. Like, that's your desires and all of that. But it's like you stop yourself and you're like, huh, like you're about to like speak your truth or something of the sort, and you stop yourself because you're afraid of, you know, the rejection, the grief, you know, the loss again. What if I fail? What if this? Blah, blah, blah. Journey by moonlight. And that's telling me follow your intuition. Again, believe in magic. Good things happen to you. You deserve good things. I promise. All right, one more and I'll go. Yes. It says begin now. Take your first step. Yo. The cards have spoken. Take your leap of faith, all right? All right, babies. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.